Molweni, igama lam ndinithuleka. Ndifuna ukuninqwenelela i-Heritage Day eMyoli. Mna ndikhuliswa ngoonkwali, oobhukula, omkhwanasi, omlabatheli, onkonjane zingakhwela ecingweni lizonetha. Ndikhuliswe nanguMagebane, uThikazi, uMpethwane, uMavuso, ugazi elijiyayo. Ndizalwa nguMamSukweni, uChwama, uDikayivumani nePokotho, iLawu. Ndiyanibulisa namhlanje, ndininqwenelela i-Heritage Day eMyoli. Namhlanje sijoyinwa nguYamkela noPhelo, and we talk all things taking back our power as women, what speaking our truth means, and we also had a discussion about IMBOKODO. Kwiijeni zenu ze-healing, like inendawuni, by asking, I'm not looking for answer ezoconfirm into yobana whether you are on a journey or not. Like ndibuza, maybe ungathi awukahili, like maybe xa kuthethwa nge-healing you cringe, like you're not ready to face ilanto idemons zakho, okanye you are somewhere but like you are still making sense of things, or understand uba kwenzeka ntoni, okanye une-information eninzi and maybe
it's hard to break down.
You're even angry at the world, like yonke ezinto that you are realizing ngoku uyabo ziyakucaphukisa, okanye mhlawumbi you're at peace.
Okay, ngicela uqala. Because I think because I stage se-rage, because information eninzi esiyifumanayo ngoku, like yenzekile, isenzeka, how, utheni saqhubeka. And I think mna because ndiyafunda a lot and ndiyahlala ndedwa quite a bit, so kukho into ezininzi ebendingazazi uba ziyenzeka. Like for instance, i-America siyazifunda iindaba zabo, slavery and whatnot and whatnot. But bendingayazi apha eSouth Africa there was a time uba abantwana babethengiswa, and it was a normal thing. And and xa ufunda izinto, you think apartheid or slavery was very long time ago, but it's not. Because kukho umakhulu othethayo into yoba in her family utatakhe okanye ubani were part of this bathengiswa bebancinci and went to work in different farms and this and this and that. And then nam ngiqonda, but umama ukhulele efama, so kule fama kwakunjani? Is it as good as she says it is, or is it that good because bengena choice type of thing? So and then xa uzibona wena apho ukhoyo ne uqonda, yes, it's a privilege, but ayo privilege because usebenzile to be here. But kukho le constant good generation that is before us, not even mama or sister bethu abadala, but you should be grateful, this is where you are, at your age you didn't have this. So i-rages are up, and there's certain things bendingazazi noba zandicaphukisa until ufumane information qonde,
Actually,
funeka ndibe grateful for what? For being in a position where as a female I can buy my own things, I can say no, I can choose to do so. Like abantu abadala kunathi basibona ngathi we are reckless with most of the things that we do. Like uza apha ndihlale no-2 legs, like why ni waste ixesha? But what are we supposed to do? How do we heal? And healing ayifani kuthi sonke. So mna ngofunda ngothetha, and even sometimes absorbing information yabanye abantu, sometimes it's shocking, sometimes it's difficult because ndithatha ndiyenze yam kakhulu, but still you processing things uqonde, but bona baqonda ayikho into eniyaziyo ngaphandle koshusha. No, it's not just that. It's ukwabantu that have experienced far worse or far less, but it triggers it as fun. And Nina, because you don't have the information that we have, ingathi thina sikhathali, and the minute we lay out the cards, but I'm facing this, and yothuka uba emsebenzini you're still facing microaggressions, racism, sexism, and abayiqondi because uyatsho into yoba bathi anisasebenzi isifama, akho mabhasi, akho, but it doesn't need to be that extreme. Yebo? So I get into yoba nistruglisha ngantoni, how are you? And ke ngoku at the same time, because I'm spiritual, lando yoba we don't just inherit igazi labo nepain yabo netrauma yabo that they have not processed. Thina sinamagama azo and bona by understanding kutheni ninje and xa sithi siyasindwa zizinto zenu, and I say this to my mother most of the time, but ezinto nina niziqumayo ziyasihethisha thina because we feel them physically and asiyazi ba yintoni.
Exactly. And Tina, we can't hide them anymore, Tina, because they're too much for us.
How do you hide incest or rapists or all these things, or making it seem like
so many problems? Izinto zingathethwayo apha endlini.
How?
Azithethwe izinto, but they're too much. And we act like everything is fine apha endlini. Yeah.
Well, there was a time Kaya, yazi ndiyi black sheep, but not in the sense of black sheep, because I don't depend on you. I do things that society expects me to do, but I think they perform. But I think in my spirit, ndiyi black sheep because all the things that nizenzayo don't make sense to me.
Right.
And nani if ningabuza into bakutheni niyenza aniyazi niyenza because you're supposed to.
Nobody ever questioned you about it.
And when you question, why you buza? So back to your question. Angry but processing. Angry but processing. Not about want to burn everything, but angry conscious. Like I think it's constant. Now that I know by doing, because before I didn't know, but ngoku has information, guys. And then you don't know what to do with this information. Cool. And every day ngathi siba worse, guys. Every day konde. Baphinde benza lento. Nathi senze ngathi we're not affected. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay. Let's just say you didn't know anything about anything.
Still feel the same.
And then suddenly there's this new information. Obviously, I think it's normal to or to feel something because of what you know. But what do you think is elendoni kuwe? Not just ke ngoku. Uyeke into bana now that we are yazi ewe, but
I think ndiyabova not. I think ndilapha to pass a message, to make I'll say spirituality, but okay, mandithi ngesintu, to make into also not so to make into also palatable, to make into also not just amayeza insimbi, to make it known into ba before anazi facts, but before yonke family ibinezinto ezenzayo apha endlini, and by izinto it does not necessarily mean amasiko, but endlini besiyazi into ba kukho inhlabi, ubani inhlabi because uchoose, because of the skill, because of the connection, because of incarnation, because of yena unjani apha endlini, because sonke we spiritual beings, but asikho sonke aware ne, but umntu wamayeza apha endlini ebesenza amayeza, and xa amayeza mixwe ngubani apha endlini yabona. So not into ba sizawuthi ndifuna uyovumisa type of thing, akunyanzelekanga, but ngoku because apho sikhoyo thina as people, we are not connected and we don't know how to connect with abantu bethu because of inyani, because of shame, because of information ayikho, because of a lot of other things. But because nami umama to an extent like, yo akasemncinci, how will she handle this? But amaphupha awabuzi age, ayafika, and then you get bombs ungayazi. So mna I want abantu abangangam or even younger than me to understand ngoba uthwasa does not mean uye ezintombini, does not. So sanuthi xa nisiva intwaso or connecting nabantu abadala ucinga into ba, oh my gosh, this whole thing, elements that are natural, taking a walk in a park, you are connected. Right. If intuition yakho on point and you do certain things or you don't do certain things, then we are finished. Sonke siyaxelela, but because siphila in a space soloko ku busy asiva, because there's a lot of other things as the overall senses zethu. Akho need yoba uzovumisa kum, or if mna ndinika message yakho andithi come to me siqala i-cult. No, I was sent to you to pass on the message. When it depends about interested kangakanani, do you want more information? Of which information most of the time isuka kokwenu, because there are things ezenzekileyo kokwenu that were not right, or they didn't make sense, or azigqitywanga, or whatever it is, but ifamily. So my thing, I feel ndoba ifamily mayibuya, I'm not saying sonke sizovana, but we should all know ifamily nestructure, and le nto uba we are all equal, no, we are not. because we are not all created the same to do izinto ezifanayo. Because kuyaziwa kuthi sonke, whether it's friendships or whatever, xa kufike ubani yi-vibe. Xa engekho ubani kuyacaca uba hayi bo guys. So mna in that sense yoba somewhere ndibe yinto in between the older generation neyethu nabancinci into yoba xa usazi something as simple as isiduko sakho, you know something. Xa ukwazi uzithutha, that's a step further, because xa uzithutha kuyatshiwo into yoba naziwa ngantoni. And that is a description of abanye bokhokho bakho that have done this, that have made your clan something. So with that, information might be called. Masingenzi ngathi we don't have rich history or intuition yethu like le nto obuyithetha nona uba funeka kuxhelwe so that we connect, or funeka uqhumisa impepho so that you connect. We are always connected, just that asiyiva thina. So my thing is, cela nive message man, whether I do it ngomlomo wam or I do it with my immediate friends, but people that I connect with, bazomka benayo loo nto, oh, we're those people. That's what I think I'm here for.
And also, would you also say that for us as young people to normalize ukuzazi? Like, I feel like ukuzazi, like generally, because when you speak like us noma ngubani mhlambi, the so-called abantwana, ne, just ask bana umamni mampondomse amandiyazi xa idlulayo, because I'm not interested, because okanye I was not made mhlawumbi andifundiswe enough about it. Even at home ayihoywanga loo nto leyo, but egqibile ndingumampondomse and that's it. You understand? So I feel like also like ukuzazi,
It goes a long way.
for me, well, when it comes to healing, Phelo mentioned something yoba, okay, with information, there are things that I'm realizing. I think this is a very initial phase of healing. I'm not even at a point where maybe therapy, but one thing that works for me is talking. Be not necessarily talking about the issue at hand, but expressing myself. It just moves away. You know, at work there's this thing, it's mentoring, where we just express how we feel about certain topics. Nobody heavy kangakanani, just debriefing land on J. I just feel okay. And I am aware that at some point I might have to see a therapist or whatever. Maybe not now, because one thing about me, I will be at my lowest, ne? The therapy. So I bought tomorrow. 200 grams somna. It's fine. Like there was a time I literally hey nanigoa. But also, can we just talk about feeling sad? We're on healing. Feeling sad, but you can't pinpoint it. Don't
sad.
And then you worry about a therapist and both manditeni.
I was asking now, but
like I can't.
And maybe that's what you have to say in Doban and Zaz.
But yeah, there was a time I was like, closest therapist, I am going. I'm going so 100. I'm like, so I'm not going. I think it's an appointment.
I think that's another thing go founder. Because I follow a lot of different people because I think information is amazing. We sex advocate in a podcast about sex, and they're very big. Walahleka on social media for like a month. Wabuye sithi she's depressed. She had said before about depressed, but ubonile ngoku into yoba uyafunction even though she's at her lowest. And abantu will not see uba because productive, but uyatsho to people that are close to uba andikho right. But when it comes to writing scripts, shooting, you're not going to say that she's depressed. To a point oba xa bebuya be shoot at the other video unenja. And I'm like, so I'm like, so are we all depressed as people?
Speaking of which, okay, so you guys, are you the kind of people or the kind of friends to each other and to other people? okay, before I ask this question, we are living in a very hardest time. Like in terms of everything is different, ne? It's hard to communicate. We are going through life. We're going through a lot of things. So there are a lot of things that are on the that we can't communicate in a band. So the question is, are you guys the kind of people that text, let's say, not necessarily a month, like the texters need to be like after 1 month or maybe after 3 months?
Yes, I do that.
Yes.
Because life is difficult.
Yes.
Can we just normalize? Because for the longest time, okay, before COVID happened, I have always been that friend, Yoba. I can text you now 7 times a week. I can, until recently. Like, okay, maybe not 7 times a week. Let's say I would reply to your stories to say, no, man, I'm for you. Like, I think I don't know. Until recently, I was like, and responding when and detaining, like I'm not. And then I was like, I wonder if they're not thinking bandit chinchile. Until I realized, bana, they're like the now. I was like, this is okay. We're living in a very hard time. Like, we can't keep up anymore. There's so many things that we need to keep up. Gazo and there's so many friends. It's so like, can I just talk to you when I can?
Yes.
Not unless it's urgent. Text me, there's no problem. But if I can't do it,
no.
Must be understand.
I
think I understand.
I feel like as ukhula, you see your people. Mna umama bendenda mbuzo mama ndoba mama ifani londo because I felt like I'm arrogant xa ndithetha le nto bandini ba whatever is mine iyazizela. I don't need to work for things.
Okay.
By that I don't mean ndoba andisebenzi to get to places that I'm at, but uthuleka is meant to be in my life. There will be forces that will push mina nothuleka together.
Yes.
And if she's meant to be in my life forever, noba uzawuhamba for 5 years, izaba khona le link indibanisayo naye that will feel like sigqibelene izolulini.
Okay.
So I don't need to stalk uthuleka.
Right.
I don't need to find the address yakhe. I don't need to see ulasini wakhe uphi. I don't need to stalk people that are active nabo on a daily basis. But ngofuna into yokhangela isikolo sikaminene ndipake phaa ndibone xa uzothatha. Why?
Yeah, that's extreme.
You see, but people do that. So that's why I'm kwabanye abantu it could be, but I think no cooler in situations nayo yonke laa nto.
Don't you think also uba lonely makes that?
Kwabanye abantu
like obsession.
Yes.
Like okokuqala, okay. And I think enye into. Okay. I feel like if you don't have, okay, you go to work, whatever, you don't have a partner, or now you're like the something that keeps you busy. You're on your friends all the time. I feel like I'm like, anytime something's not bad. So I'm not to number mistake, I will never do that. So what I'm trying to say is that Nalando ngabena kwenza busy, it gives you so much time that you would do so much things.
And you do so much for abantu as well.
Until you find lendo that takes your time. Noma you reading, noma indoni, ukulibale kancane. Because now you would go as far as going to like umntana yomkhangela, going to because kaloku you're lonely. You feel lonely. Even family. Fine, also to stalk all the time, whatever. You can't let your phone alone. You just want to speak to them. But I feel like if Nyani, you don't have anything that keeps you busy, you'll be that kind of person. And once I can go.
Guys. Anyway, I have a thing. Abantu bathanda ifani. Overshare.
I get you I get you on that.
I think I think I would say I'm more peaceful.
Oh,
yes.
Contentment, honey.
No, I'm not saying I like I could challenge.
And it could uba peaceful food. It doesn't mean absence of trouble.
Yes,
but
I'm not bothered. I like his intro. They don't bother me as much as they used to. Like,
okay.
Because you're aware.
And also I think I think from Nane, when you are bothered, maybe it's because like you want to ufuna udlula ne but awazi into yobana uzoyilanduka kanjani. I think for mna is but I went through all these stages as bendisibeka bendithetha ngam kahle
through teaser.
yes
Okay.
through like ungabikho aware that I actually needed any healing or not or ungabikho interested abantu xa bethetha ndiqonda but too much or and then to just kind of realizing izinto and then not understanding into yobana ithetha ukuthini le nto and then to knowing izinto and ucaphuka like and then to I would not say I don't want to say accept because sometimes it sound ngathi ndithi xa accept izinto and then you are at peace it means it is right yabo as sometimes it is right not in that sense but I think to be at peace ngezinto like izinto into yobana okay zenzekile and ubobomi bam ngoku obe then like ufumana indlela so move forward I would say and then xa sithetha about like when you say you are speaking your truth what kuwe ithetha uthini loo nto leyo
When I'm speaking my truth. Well, for me, when I'm speaking my truth, okay, let me first, before I answer that, ikona indo eti, I need straightforward answers, please. Ikona indo yoba, can we say there is a truth and there is a personalized truth? Like, let's say we are here now, something happens, we all know the truth, ne? But then am I allowed to have my own truth? Should it be different from the actual truth?
Because it's yours.
Yes. About different.
And that's okay.
Yes.
Right? Okay. No, because I like the fact that me, well, I feel like for me, in the truth, okay, I believe Bana, there is a personalized truth, like a truth ne, about a situation. It could be something happened, ne? I feel like I'm allowed to explain it ngendlela yam. However, people differ from that, but there's only one truth. Ayikho loo nto, like if for example, if we have a conversation, ne, and then you happen to hurt my feelings, ne, you will definitely say, Wena, I didn't say that. Let's say you happen to say something and then it bothered me. Then you tell like you actually hurt me, and then you say, Wena, but that's not what I meant. Okay, that's not what I said. But the truth, I think truth has got to do with feelings as well.
Yes.
Like that's how I received it. And acknowledge, acknowledge my truth.
What my intention is not relevant. But in that's what is relevant. Because
exactly. And I'm allowed, I feel like I should be allowed to have my opinion, my truth. Like, well, this is what happened, but that's how I felt it. So for me, I feel like it's truth, like there is truth, as people say, but I feel like we should also pay attention on someone's truth. Like, okay, with a lot of things, GBV, everything happening, and people were like, we were there, but it never happened like that way. But that's how I received it. That's what you did. That's how Yamkela ulelo hlobo kumo. And I think that should be accepted, Bana. This is how you did it, and that's how I felt. So that's me.
No, I think truth yam is based on GP.
Yes.
Bona njani, ndiva njani.
Perspective, yes.
So that is it. Eyoba omnye nomnye uthini, I don't care. Because mna like masithi for example, a few years back, uba umntu angathi nabafazi can take part in domestic violence, I would have been like, bani xoka. Sanophosisa. Uba abantu bangathi emotional blackmail is a form of domestic violence. Like, oh, sanophosisa. Financial tontoni. So ngoko inyani yami ayikho loo nto leyo. indoda weak. And back then yayinyani kum because the information I had
Was only based.
but ngoku I'm bothered by izinto ezininzi like umntu athi indoda weak or a comment abantu abadala saying to umntana wenkomo move. I'm bothered by such things because why ufuna uthini
Right.
imove yintoni iweak yintoni why ba funa kube strong. What is strong? What do you mean? So your truth depends on wena.
Yes. And how you receive it.
Exactly. So on a day where I'm not bothered by any other thing and in the lab and the logic 100%, I'll perceive inyani yami izaba different from days that I am super emotional.
Yes.
Uthi uvula umlomo ngiqonde. So ayizufana lo nyani but still yeyam. So I think that's the thing. But I see, sifuna, we live in a world where sifuni facts and facts zisuka kuthi. See, we are emotional beings and we're acting like we are not. We are very much emotional, and males use to their advantage. Nathi we use no, but nathi sisebenza to our advantage to an extent. So, but still, see, acting like we don't, but we do. So inyani yethu le at the so xa sizokwenza ngathi emotions or your state of mind or usukaphi or your info that is part of my truth, and because it changed from lebendistanela izolo, that does not mean I have changed. That means I've gotten information that has changed. Uba ndibona njani. So I think nantsi enye into uba but kaloku wena girl sikwazi ngoku utheni
ngingxakeni leyo
ayisakhutsho ngoku hayi sakunjani silapha ngenxa yakho kaloku sana siziswe nguwe apha tshintsha njani. So that's the thing, the truth yethu ayakho nono
and please.
From now xa ndithetha about my truth, it means, or it has to do with everything that makes me who I am. Like all my experiences, I would say. Maybe the reason, I would make an example. I think in one of the posts that I've posted in the Teta about Ndobana, in spaces where, like if in the Teta Nan and in Yamkela, I used to be like, okay, I need to leave. I can't. It's like it's like you are talking over me. So from now, because in the Kuli so ngumuntu oshawutayo. So for me, it's more like, okay, girl, you need to protect yourself.
With defense.
So so you need to just defend and then one. So from now, truth is everything that makes me who I am. And the reason why truth for each person is different is because sikula it's not even about ukula, but sibona izinto even different
perspectives.
Yes, funny. And so truth, even in conversations, for me, we don't need to agree. We don't need to think the same. We don't need to say into efanayo. We just need to understand.
This is how I see it.
I need to listen to you to it so that in the bond not necessarily in the oh
you don't have to.
You don't have to.
But and also don't invalidate my opinion
because I think it's either right or
finished. Yes. Who told you your truth is the truth? Who told you where now you have the right?
I believe.
What about mine?
I believe I can articulate myself. I am louder than you. That dominates.
Unyansile. But none of that makes sense anyway. Like Konba.
That's it.
Speaking about being loud. When that's true, now you know, like you don't. So that means already when you don't have a point.
I can't valid.
Yes, it's like my whatever I have to say, it cancels everything.
So I get you now. Do you mean when people are loud?
I used to think in Dobana like we are born in Donikobo.
Yes.
So it was that, and also it was it's like no boss or strict like by the book or from now, I used to feel like I need to perform
Right.
for this person. Like, ingathi ufuna undibona. So, like, xa unjalo, awukhululeki and
Yes.
wenza mistakes all the time. So, from now, and then I realized, man, I don't want to be this person. And then I always khangela into yobana into isuka phi, to understand, not to blame into yobana ubani bani wenze ntoni kum, but to understand and then ndizokwazi ulanduka ukudlula kuyo. So yeah, from now truth is about ubumna, and also I think in a element self-acceptance, because I think to understand the truth yakho you need to be self-aware, and then uzokwazi ulanduka uzamkela zonke izinto ezikwenza into yobana ube ngulo mntu unguye, not necessarily into yobana uzama uzitshintsha. We had a bit of a glitch on our part 2 of the video, so the second part won't be in video form. It's just gonna be a voice of someone answering the question. So it was a discussion obviously before, but now it's just us answering individually. So the first question was, when we talk about taking back our power as women, how is this practiced in real life, or what is your understanding of this? For me, taking back my power has a sense of freedom in it. When I take back my power, it means that I am removing all the shackles that hold me to a particular place that I don't belong in. It is me in healing, saying that I am letting this out so that it no longer has power over me. It no longer controls me. It is me in a world where if we are not going to this direction that everyone is following, you get judged. It is me saying, I am a human being, just like everyone else. I have my own mind, and I have my own truth, and I will follow a direction that makes sense to me. It is me understanding that I don't need someone else to make decisions for me. It is me understanding that I am an adult, and we all have the same power to decide what we want for ourselves. And sometimes it is even me saying, I do not want to call myself a feminist. Because sometimes we think that all the things that we must shy away from, or we must remove ourselves from, are the things that are labeled not good. Feminism is not a bad movement, but I would not want to claim myself as a feminist and give other people a certain idea of what a feminist is supposed to be like. So I will be a feminist in my own terms, in a sense that makes sense to me. So that is why I am saying I don't like to call myself anything, but I would rather support movements that are for a good cause. So it is me saying I am not a feminist, but I support feminism fully. That is me taking back my power. It is not me being a woman and be against other women. No. I support women. I am for women, but I will do it in my own way. It is me understanding that sometimes even the good things or things that sound so good may not be good for me, and it's okay.
I think with time, ndiyafunda what power actually means. And I think I've said this before. Softness. Like, I'm learning to be soft. I am learning to ask for help. I am learning to not take strong as I don't need people or help or when to ask for help and all of that. So xa ndithetha, okay, what it means to take my power back, it means intoba I'm accepting intoba I am soft, I am tender, I am allowed to be. I can show that, and that is not a weakness. And in moments of weakness don't mean intoba it's a lifetime your weakness. So I think that's how I'm taking my power back and getting over le ntoba you constantly need to be strong.
So when we talk about talking about taking power back of women, for me it means women first of all being respected, being women's opinions being considered. It means that women being given platforms, spaces where they can express themselves and how they would like to contribute into the community, and given platforms to explain how they feel about certain topics and certain things. And another thing, given opportunities, you'd find a lot of women having qualifications, but are not given the platform, or rather the opportunity to practice their skills. They might have acquired skills on certain departments, on certain things, but the only way they could do that or practice them is being given an opportunity to actually practice that. So I believe that platforms and opportunities, they should be given to women. That's one of the ways we're gonna take our power back. And being trusted enough to carry out a task. Not that thing of when you want to give a woman a task, you always question their integrity, question how they're going to carry it out. Trust them and be confident in them. And I think a lot of things that affect women's confidence is also that being known that you can't carry that particular task because you're a woman. And taking our power back for me also doesn't necessarily mean taking the power from man. No, I think that women and men can coexist and live in harmony. But it's just that women should not all the time be suppressed. They must be given a chance to express their skills, to show and or rather present their knowledge and skills. So I believe that taking our power back doesn't necessarily mean living without man, but it means that being given a platform to express ourselves.
The next question was, are you a IMBOKODO? And what do you think the women in 1956 meant when they said, Wathinta abafazi, wathinta IMBOKODO? Firstly, I would like to kind of define what IMBOKODO symbolizes to me. IMBOKODO is a rock. And for me, IMBOKODO symbolizes strength. And so when the women said Wathinta abafazi in 1956, when they said Wathinta abafazi, wathinta IMBOKODO, I don't think they meant Wathinta abafazi, wathinta IMBOKODO every day. or ungabathinta abafazi, and when you do uthinta imbokodo every day. No. But in that moment, because of izinto that were happening ngela xesha, it was their strength that brought them ePretoria, phambi kwe-Union Buildings. Yayisi-strength sabo esasibaphusha. Yayisi-strength sabo, and I understand abantu abaninzi basweleka, and I understand babebeka ubomi babo engciphekweni. Kodwa there is nothing wrong with having strength. From time to time, i-strength siyasidinga. And by this, I don't mean we must be strong every day. So, mna, to answer this question, ndiyiyo imbokodo. And xa ndisithi ndiyiyo imbokodo, andithi ndiyimbokodo every day. But I do have i-strength, okanye siyasidinga i-strength from time to time. Sometimes sisidinga ukudlula ezintweni ezithile. I'm not going to mention indaba yeqanda, and the reason why I asked this question, I saw around, I think a Women's Day, a lot of women were posting about ukubana wathinta imbokodo, or abona abazombokodo, wathinta bona wathinta amaqanda. But this is not about that, but it got me thinking, which goes back to taking back your power. Because we could, or I could easily followed everyone and said, women have been strong for so long. I don't want to be strong anymore. Now I don't want to be strong for certain things. But I'm not going to deny ubani strength into endinayo. And I'm not going to use the term wathinta abafazi wathinta imbokodo. But if you ask me if ubumbokodo bukhona kum, hayi bukhona.
And yeah, and then when you speak about are you Mbokodo and what do you think of the women in 1956 meant and what they say wathinta abafazi wathinta imbokodo. For me, first of all, I am not Mbokodo, absolutely not. And the other thing is that I'm not Mbokodo. But there are days where I feel like Mbokodo, right? Where I have all the strength, where I have all the courage, where I have all it takes to be powerful and to be courageous. However, not every day I feel like that. And so, in a nutshell, I wouldn't say I'm Mbokodo. But there are days where I can be one, right? So, for me, what they said, wathinta abafazi wathinta imbokodo, for me it meant rather that at that particular time women have endured a lot of things. They have endured so much pain and so much oppression, and that time they literally said, they meant that we have given you enough time to mock us. We've given you enough time to do whatever you want with us, but now this is the time for you to realize that we're actually very capable human beings and we can take it far, and that literally said that they can express themselves, like, they can fight for their rights, basically. So yeah, and I'm very proud of what they did. Obviously, they fought for us. I feel like also combining the two questions, taking our power back, and that statement of wathinta abafazi wathinta imbokodo, it's very correlated kind of statements, because I feel like in order for us to take our power back, there must be a little bit of umbokodo within us, which is that capability of taking back your strength, that capability of being strong, of being able to face whatever, And also being in Bogoto means to be strong, I guess, and to be courageous and to just fight oppression in any way. It doesn't necessarily be about race or whatever, just even like if you feel oppressed in any way or the other, I feel like being able to speak for yourself more than anything. And yeah, and also want to believe that also like in this day and age that the or let me rather say what in Bogoto has influenced us to want to take our power back. I feel like that's where the motivation started, where we literally realized that as women, we're able to actually pull some strings. We're able to move forward. We're able to bring about change. We're able to express our feelings. We're able to say how we want to be treated. And,
I don't think I am. I think I'm strong, but I don't think IMBOKODO in that sense. And in terms of Abamama in 1956, I think what they did is amazing. And I think once Umdu is caught in a space where ayikho enye indawo akanazo options, then they do whatever they need to do to be in control, to take their power back, to show you ndoba didiniwe kuqhelwa kakubi type of thing. And with IMBOKODO and the way it's being used ngoku compared to then, ngoku I think because it's used I can take anything, I will take everything, andizukhathalelwa, ndizosoloko ndikhona to save everyone, but no one's gonna take care of me. So in that sense I am not, but in the sense yoba because we inherit yonke into ancestors zethu, so we all have that spirit sabo ba xa udikiwe and you're caught in between a rock and a hard place, obviously, and you need to survive uzokwenza whatever it takes for you to survive.